How do you think they should resolve this so that everything in the Senate can get back to normal?
You see, what is happening is not good for our democracy. Senator Akpoti was sponsored by a political party. I don't know if they have put out a statement. The minority leader of the House, of the Senate, is from the same political party as Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. What is he doing? When Senator Abdul-Ningi was suspended, the senators from the North came together and spoke with the Senate President, and he was recalled. He was called back. So what in her own case, has the party, her party, taken a position on it?
So now Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan went to court. The court gave a ruling. As a member or former member of the National Assembly, how do you interpret? Let me ask you first, have you seen the CTC of that?
No, I haven't seen it. This is advisory.
So
but she says she's
but what do you think about the ruling from what you've read in the media?
Well, she was told to apologize, not to the Senate, because it's not a gag order, that they should maintain status quo. But she went and wrote something on her Facebook and all that. So they say she should apologize to that, to the court. So then, if the court says you don't have the powers to do what you have done, what has the court said? Clearly, that she should resume. You know, so but you see what I'm talking about, institutions.
Will that mean that the action of the Senate is deemed by the court to be non-existent ab initio?
Yeah. Yeah. Because
I think the language of the court is that, you know, the 6 months was excessive and disproportionate.
That is what I'm saying. So that's why I started by saying...
But did he now go ahead to say resume or reinstate her?
See, that's where I started from. That the judiciary has become an advisor to the political parties. Look at the case of Labour Party. Labour Party had their primaries, I think it was last weekend or maybe a Monday. Now they have 2 candidates in Edo State, Edo Central. Because there's a judgment from the Supreme Court, the Apex Court, and nobody can interpret it. Should it be like this? So now, the court has given an order. It should be an order. It's called court order. But now,
not a recommendation. Quickly, because we must go now. You recently won the ADC ticket for Edo Central Senatorial District, and the elections, what do you think are your chances of...
It's very good. During my screening, and a professor on the panel asked me that, okay, you have been in office. Would that not be a disadvantage to you? And I said to him, well, that is a major plus for me. Because if I was in certain climes, I would not even campaign, I would go home and sleep. Because my opponents in the PDP, the APC, have been commissioners, advisors, and they have managed the local government resources. What do they have to show for it? I was in National Assembly, I was in the House of Reps for 8 years, and I have 43 billion, more than 43 billion worth of projects to show in the constituency. They have managed local government funds. Let them show us what they did with it. They have been commissioners. Let them show us what they did. They have been advisors. Let them show us what they did.
Now, Honorable Ogun, talking about women in the parliament, there's something that you mentioned just now, and it makes me want to ask you, shouldn't some concession be given to women? One, you said that it's very expensive to contest elections, whether it's into the House of Assembly or the Senate or even a local council seat. You said it's expensive. Two, it's a male-dominated environment. And three, you said that women do very well when they get into positions, although there have been a few exceptions that we have seen in Nigeria. But when you look at all of these three issues, is it wrong to begin to think about conceding or making some concessions for women to be able to get elected into these offices, given these things that you've talked about?
Well, it was part of the last constitutional amendment that I was a member of that committee. I wasn't sure that it was well spelled out the way they should emerge. Because if you say they cannot contest with the rest of us, and then you say there should be a special seat for them, how would they emerge through that special seat? Maybe you should say they shouldn't contest at all with the men. So in every senatorial, of course, you have 3 senators from every state. So maybe 2 should be female. Sorry, 2 should be men and 1 should be female.
Okay, let's look at inclusion, really, particularly for women, because we do know that Senator Natasha is just 1 out of 4, only 4 women that we have at the Senate, and now she's been suspended for 6 months and leaving 3 there and all that. So what does that really, say about representation of women at the, Senate? And then for the constituents that you talked about that elected her, what happens to them within this period of suspension?
This is a part of a larger discussion. It's becoming too expensive to get elected in Nigeria, and that's why we should all speak up. So most women can afford it, and the behavior now of the Senate will not encourage women to come in. I once brought a motion against the harassment of the same lady. Even though I don't know her. In Kogi, when she was, her vehicle was attacked and somebody was injured, I brought a motion to the floor of the House.